Hey y'all. I guess the subject that I wanted to touch on today was the real issue of a controlling woman or a dominant woman. A lot of times I know um with the way society is, the roles in the house has reversed, has changed. A lot of times the women are the head of the house. The men are not in the picture. They're absent from the home. So, like I said, some women are forced to be in dominant roles. They are forced to be the head of the house, which cause, you know, a lot of women to be out of place. But if you don't have that head, then you have to, you know, act accordingly, but like I said, when it comes to the issue that a lot of people tend to have is, the women being so dominant or so independent. If y'all want to get more to the independent part, then y'all check out my video about the independent woman. But I want to focus on the dominant and controlling woman. And the real issue behind that woman is trust issues. Um, Whenever a woman is dominant in a relationship, it's because she don't trust that man. Simple as that. Sometimes we tend to jump ahead um, of the man when we don't trust them. Women, I'm sorry, this thing getting me my Invisalign, but I'm sorry. When you don't trust the person, you tend to take lead. You tend to be more dominant. Especially when you think a person is not as competent in a certain area that you are in, that you are stronger in, you tend to dominate that area. I know what a lot of people are thinking, okay, if you don't trust the person, then why are you with them? And you might be right. But on the flip side, you know, um, you have to be aware of certain things. When you get heat, when you catch on that um, a person is dominant and the root to that issue is the trust, then you kind of see what you need to do to kind of balance that out, so you won't become dominant over that person, or you won't become controlling what people think is controlling, but it's really not you being. Now you got some people are controlling, okay, because they naturally try to control things because they don't trust people. Any person that like to control anything is because they have an issue with trust. They have trust issues. So when it comes to things like that, I know sometimes, people not gonna always be in strong in the same areas, or people gonna have um, weakness in certain areas, and the other person might be strong in the other area. In some areas that the man should be strong in, the woman might be stronger in. So when you notice certain things like that, then you need to one, acknowledge that, you know, um, and not be so wrapped up on society. Our society said a man should be able to do this, a woman should be able to do that. But it's not always that, because guess what? Not all women can cook, right? Not all men can fix on things. Not all men are handy. Not all men can, fix a car or fix a flat. But in society, we're taught that a male, should be able to do certain things. So once you get out of this systematically way of thinking, then you're able to deal with things accordingly, and you'll be able to begin to become partners, versus get so caught up in classism or gender issues, you know, and you learn how to work together, you know, because it should never be that, oh, she always taking over on this, or, you know, this, that, and whatnot. Because believe me, when it comes to a woman, she will rather allow the man to take the role, the lead. But she's only gonna allow him to take lead if she trusts him. If she don't trust him, then she gonna always be the dominant person, always try to be on front of things. Is it right? No. But that's why it's important to get a good understanding for who you with, so y'all can work on things together and not work against each other. Especially if you decide to stay with a person. You definitely need to figure it out so you can work together, not against each other. Because sometimes people get, you know, headstrong and stubborn, and, you know, start operating in, you know, this mentality that, you know, like, I don't care whether I can do this or do that or not, you need to let me lead. But on the flip side, when you're a good partner, or when you're a good teammate, because that's what you should be if you with somebody, then you will understand that, hey, you're better in this area than I am, so I'm gonna let you handle it. And you won't get wrapped up with what people think, you know. So it's definitely important to when you recognize that those traits, when a person it seems to be kind of controlling or dominant, particularly a woman, you need to be able to learn how to work together and stop looking at each other as enemies, or somebody just trying to be your mom, or because it's not always that, you know. It's just she think that she's better at doing this, you know, or her strengths might be better in that area, you know. So, you know, but it's very important for both the two people to communicate, so they won't be stepping on toes, because that's what you do. You know, you compromise, and a smart business person will allow the person that's better um at that particular thing handle that thing, you know, and will leave the ego out of it. So a lot of times our ego get in things. You know, we go to listen to our friends and say, oh man, she controlling this, man, you ain't no man, you letting her do this, you letting her do that. And they'll mess everything up if you're not conscious of it. You know, if you're not smart enough to be like, man, my wife, my girl, whatever that person is better at this, so I let her handle it. You know. So, like I said, it's very important to know who you are, and to also know what you ain't. You know, so people can't force you into something that you're not. Because, like I said, just because you're a man don't mean that you know how to do everything, or you good at everything. Everybody have different strengths. You know, some people naturally have different things they're good at. Some people have to grow into certain things. So, like I said, the number one problem when a person is dominant is trust. You know, she feel like she's stronger in the area, or he feel like he's strong in that area. So, you know, like I said, work together and not against, and everything else will come easy. Y'all be good.